Huntress number 5, written by Paul Levitz, art by Marcus Toe, whatever. Last issue we left off with Huntress finally getting Moretti, putting him up to the police at the very least. This issue she is taking care of the dictator that is trying to seek asylum in Italy. And this entire issue is pretty much a single heist. Like, I know most issues are just her breaking into somewhere and doing something, but this is just one night. The whole thing's already been planned out, and she's just going in to get the guy and deal with it now. So, starts off, she's got a speedboat laced with explosives. She has it auto set to drive up to the pier, and once it gets close enough, still out of the range of major danger, but close enough to cause a ruckus, she explodes it, giant fireball out in the pier, and of course everyone is running to go look at that. She, however, is dressed up in little old maid outfit, and she makes her way towards the door of the place where they are being held. And there's still a soldier standing guard, but she just rubs a mop in his face, and he's just like, fine, geez, get in there. So she runs up, changes into her Huntress gear, and then we cut to the dictator who's talking to his son, who's just like, I don't trust any of these Italian soldiers to protect us up here. So that's why I've got my own men coming. And he sends his son out to go and check the villa that has been prepared for him. But he's going to stay here and basically just torture this woman who he has here. I think her name was Layla. So, yeah. We see that the two, again, I think they're reporters because they said they write about stuff. So, yeah, I think they're reporters. The two reporters that have been helping out Helena this whole time basically are like, this is kind of crazy, but, it's what we want. We want justice. We've written about it for so long, so here's to hoping she can do it. And, they clink their glasses, and as soon as they do, there's an explosion out from the top of where the guy's being held. So we see Helena breaking in. There's a first line of guards outside one of the doors. She throws in a gas grenade. One of the guys has a gun that she didn't notice, but she knocks it out of his hand with her crossbow and then just goes full on ham, knocking the rest of them out when they try to fight her until the gas takes its effect. Then she breaks into the next level, throws in another gas grenade, presumably does the same thing. And we see the dictator talking to his personal henchmen, including that really big buff guy from 2 issues ago that nearly got the drop on Huntress. They're all here, and he's like, all right, so I'm going to go down into my safe room. You guys can come and get me once you have her, because of course she's going to be coming for me. But don't make sure she doesn't get to me. Okay, bye. And one of the guys is just like, hey, what about that girl you were with? And we see he's like, oh, she ceased to amuse me, as we see her dead body just lying behind one of the nearby hallways. And it's like, okay, just in case you had any reservations about this guy not being the worst, here you go. So we see that she's looking at the heat signatures through a door with some special tech, and she notices the one going down to the safe room. She's like, all right, well, that's probably my target, but I got to take out these guys first. So she puts on the gas mask again, pulls out a plug from her belt, and then kicks in the door, throws in the gas grenade. Immediately, the big guy grabs it. It lands on the couch, and then the big guy literally throws the couch out through the window so that way it doesn't affect them anymore. And Elena's like, okay, all right. There were still a couple guys that, were in the immediate vicinity, but yeah, for the most part, it's just Helena versus the big guy. The rest of them are all incapacitated. And she flips the guy, taking out a couple of the smaller goons, and then as soon as her back is turned, the big guy's already on her again, got his hands around her neck. And he's like, we already fought. I know all your tricks. There's nothing you can do. It's just me and you, and soon it'll only be me. And then she pulls out that plug, plugs it into a socket in the wall, and then takes 2 electrodes and jams it into his neck and just knocks him out. And immediately she looks to any of the remaining guys, and she's like, anybody else want to go? And they're like, no, you're good. You can do whatever you want. Goodbye. So there's a knock on the safe room door. Dictator opens it up, and she just punches him, knocks him down. And he's like, fine, take me to the police. There's no way the world court's ever going to indict me after the stuff you've done tonight. And she's like, oh, you think You think I'm here for law? No, 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 no. The law never mattered when you were trafficking those women. The law never mattered when you killed that woman earlier tonight. No, I'm not here for the law. I'm here for justice. And she shoots him in the head. And we only get one panel of epilogue, if you want to call it that, where it's the son that left at the beginning. We see him looking at the TV with the body being carried out, and he just says, "Father, ... And that leads into the final issue of this mini. I'm okay with it. I kind of wish that would have been the final fight, because that just seems like a final fight. Maybe they could do more afterwards. Maybe they can up the ante. If they can, great. I'm all for it. But that seemed like, Moretti seemed like the big deal, and they got rid of him last issue. But the only other major deal they were building up was this guy who Moretti was essentially working for. But now they've wrapped him up, and we still have one more issue. So I personally, just from a storytelling perspective, I kind of wish this would have waited until next issue, but I trust the writer well enough that I think this will still have a satisfying ending. I'm hoping, at least. I'm hoping they didn't just blow it too soon. Of course, it'll all be revealed that issue. This issue, however, it's very fine. I just wish it would have been issue 6. That's all I'm saying. It's a nice little action scene. I think that I could have done with a little bit more action, if that makes more sense, because all it really went down to up until that final room is she opens a door, she throws in some gas, they fight for a little bit, half a page, but then everyone's out because of the gas. And I get, that's probably the safer option in a fight, but it doesn't make for good action scenes. So anyway, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7. I think that this miniseries has been very well done, hitting on some actual real points in a fantastical manner. But, these are real sorts of criminals. So, yeah, no, I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping that it can stick the landing on the last issue.